It was a Tuesday afternoon, pretty quiet at the bookstore. I was shelving books, mostly mysteries, when Sarah walked in. Sarah was a regular, always smiling, always browsing the poetry section. We chat sometimes about our favorite poets. She loved Emily Dickinson, and I was more of a Walt Whitman guy. She came up to the counter, not with a book, but with a small bouquet of roses. They were a mix of colors, pink, yellow, and a single, striking red one in the center. "These are for you, Tom," she said, handing them over. I was completely taken by surprise. "For me." "What's the occasion?" She just smiled. "No special occasion. I just wanted to give them to you." And with that, she turned and left the store. I stood there, roses in hand, watching her walk away. My mind raced. Why roses? From her. Was this a thing? I spent the rest of the day trying to figure it out. I asked my coworker, Maria, what she thought. "Maybe she likes you, Tom. It's pretty obvious. Roses are usually romantic." I wasn't so sure. Sarah was always friendly, but she never seemed interested in that way. Maybe Maria was right, but maybe there was another explanation. The next day, Sarah came in again. I was nervous to see her. My palms were sweaty and I was fidgeting with the pen. "Hi, Tom," she said, her voice as cheerful as always. "Hi, Sarah," I replied, trying to sound casual. "Thank you for the roses. They're beautiful." "You're welcome," she said. Then, after a pause, she added, "I wanted to thank you for recommending that book of poems last week. My grandmother loved it. Roses are her favorite." It clicked. Her grandmother. Of course. I felt a little silly for jumping to conclusions. "Oh," I said, relieved. "I'm glad she liked it. I'm glad you conveyed my well wishes too." She smiled. "Me too." It meant a lot to her. We talked for a few more minutes about poetry, about her grandmother, about the weather. It was a normal conversation, but now I had context. The roses weren't a romantic gesture. They were a thank you. A simple, kind gesture, and they were for her grandmother, not exactly me. It was very relieving to know the truth. The roses sat on my counter for a week, brightening up the store. They were a reminder that sometimes the simplest acts of kindness can have the biggest impact. But the simplest things can also cause a lot of confusion if you don't know the meaning behind them. This little story clarifies the meaning behind the roses. However, it doesn't delve into the emotional impact on Sarah's grandmother or the potential long-term effects of Tom's book recommendation. Additionally, the symbolic meaning behind each color of rose was left untouched. If you enjoyed this little story, please like, share, and subscribe to see more interesting videos like these.